Hi gang, I'm wanting you to start thinking about your final project because if you notice we're about ready to run out of uh, time. This semester has been flying by. So let's take a look at note 10, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing around with 3D, and I'm going to want you to do two artboards with 3D objects in it. And what I would recommend you do is do multiple objects. If you do just one, then it better be a real complex one because that's showing off your 3D skills. Otherwise, I'm thinking you're just slacking. So you don't want me to think that. I'm a nice guy and I usually don't go that way. But if you don't give a more detailed 3D project, it's doesn't you're not learning as much is really what I'm trying to say. One of the things you should realize, obviously, is we're working mostly in 2D so far. Well, 3D is just handling the dimensionality by using shading. So, stuff that's closer, you see it better. The stuff that's farther away, it's fuzzier. So if you have an object, you're going to have it probably, if you're looking at face on, you're not going to be able to see it the three-dimensional. If you see it from the side, you'll get a better feel for it. So let's just grab something right here. I'm going to grab the Ellipse Tool and I'm just going to go click and drag. Obviously I need to have something, well, I could leave it white if I really truly wanted to, but I don't. I'm going to make it yellow, and then I'm going to have let's go red or something to just, and maybe bump up the font just a teeny bit to 2. And then just to give a little bit feel about what's going on, I'm going to use my eraser tool and I'm going to do the right bracket to make it bigger. And I would pretty much try to eyeball that. I'm not going to worry about guidelines. There we go. That way I can give you a better look and feel of what it's going to look like in 3D. So now I've got my selection tool, and what I'm going to do is it's an effect. And we're going to go 3D, and we're going to do bevel and extrude. That's the extrusion right there, and the beveling is any kind of rounding that we get from that. The extrude depth is 50 points, and so that's 50 right there. If I really wanted to make it bigger, I could go wee like that. Now, one of the things that I've noticed about Illustrator, it might be because I'm also doing video, is that it's doing a horrible job of re-rendering. Now, it used to do a pretty decent job, so I don't know if it's the resources being eaten up by the video or not. Now I'm going to change the angle that it's being rotated at so you can see it from different points of view, which today is not too bad. I guess there we go. And then obviously I can do the same thing here if I need it to be real precise. Now another thing we can do is I'm going to play around with some more of the options. So I've played around with that. I've had really bad luck with beveling, so I'm going to click it right there. That's not too bad. I'm going to click outside to see what it looks like. Yeah, right there. Before that I didn't have actually I had no bevel. What am I saying? And then I've had the extrusion, so it's the rounding there. That's not bad. Now if I want to go back and edit it, I can click over here and it gets me to the same place, or I can go Window, Appearance, and then just leave this panel open and then click on Bevel and Extrude. Well, remember what I said about how we create this illusion is with the lighting. If you remember what color this yellow is, that's not the yellow that we started off with. That's because of the lighting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here and have more options because this is where the light source is coming from. And then I can configure the light source depending on how I want to make it, if it's like during the day, during the night. So notice that oh, all of a sudden that yellow is more yellowish and now it's less yellowish because I'm telling it how the lighting is going to be on this object so it gives the true three-dimensionality. And then I can come over here, bring it up. So this is where I have a light source. If I wanted to, I could add a second light source, but you know, that's rarely going to happen. We could have the sun and maybe the street light that's still on, or camera light or whatever. If I want to get rid of that one, I just hit delete. Trash can right there. I don't know why, but I love playing with this one. Actually, I do know why. I like 3D objects. And let's come over here. Now, sometimes if you have a lot of problems, it's not going to do the preview. I've had times where I've made a change and then the preview just kind of sat there and eventually it showed up. And obviously, like before, I can configure the intensity, what kind of ambient light, highlight light. And there I am. Let's do something else. Let's do rectangle. I'm going to make it green. Gonna make that black. And then just like before, effect, 3D. Oh, I always forget I can't do that. There we go. So that's one thing we can do with 3D. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control Z, and I'm going to come back 3D, but this time I'm going to revolve it. So what I'm doing is making an interesting sphere, but I am going to break it in a little bit. Now I got a piece of pie. I should make this cream pie, get changes like there. Yeah, that's green pie. Sorry about that. And then obviously when I have it here, I can make changes. Make it look like maybe some brie cheese. Come over here, change the fill color. Maybe, yeah, an off yellow. Yeah, it kind of looks like a brie cheese or a cheddar cheese. And once again, I can change that to make it maybe look a little more cheesy. And of course, boy, if I was thinking about it, let's come here and see what happens when we do an eraser right now. Make this a little bit smaller. So I'm aiming it here. Well, remember you always see that little thing right there? That's where I'm really hitting it. So I'm actually erasing a different segment, but you can't really see it. It's kind of hit or miss. Yeah. Ooh, that now it looks like something ate it. I was trying to make some Swiss cheese. So the moral of that story is, yes, you can come back and change it, but you really should do it first and then have the rendering. I feel like a star. Come in here, make it a little red. And then effect again, 3D, rotate. Now I got a better feel for it right here, so when I use my eraser tool, I can go now. If you notice something, I rotated the fill but not the stroke. Whereas if I would have done it here, it would have done everything. So I can pick part of it, and gives it kind of a weird look, but I like that. Now I'm going to do a star, not a star, an ellipse. Hold down my shift key, get it nice. I'm going to change that to kind of grayish, and then kind of silverish. I'm going to come in and do 3D just like before. Oops, not window. Effect. Bevel and extrude. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to map some art. And what that's going to do is each side is broken down. So I have 4 different surfaces. There we go. So it's front, back, ridge, ridge. I can do symbol. Or I can just hit scale to fit. Nah, that's not right. Doesn't fit very well. And what happened to it? I don't see it. Did I shoot the wrong side? Oh, let's see, let's see. There we go. Oh, I didn't. Let's do it on both sides, see if that's what I'm doing wrong. There we go. Apparently I wasn't doing anything wrong. It was the program hiccuping, probably due to too many 3D objects. I will continue this on the next video.